crafters, welcome to Two Hearts Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to do the corner to corner standard stitch in double crochet. We're just going to cover getting started and increasing your rows today. Decreasing will be covered in another video, as will color changes. So we'll go ahead and get started. I have here my hook. Which is, it's a size I 5.5 millimeter hook. It's not one I use very often, so it's going to be an interesting video here. I also have my yarn here, which is just your standard Aran or worsted weight yarn. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a slip stitch here. The basic idea behind the corner to corner method is that you start in one corner here, and you increase, you increase this way and decrease this way to get that rectangular or square shape. The Harry Potter cowl, which is coming up, which is the basis of making all these videos, is going to be worked only in squares, so that's all we're going to cover for now. Basically, you're just going to increase up to the center and then start decreasing to go down to the end here. So what we've got here, we have our hook and our yarn on the hook, and all we're going to do to get started is chain 6. So we'll go ahead and chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. And then we're going to find the 4th chain space from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, and work a double crochet in that chain space. And there we go. And then we've got 2 chain spaces left here. We're going to go ahead and work a double crochet in each of those chain spaces as well. Oops. So you end up with 3 double crochets per block. This is called a block. Corner to corner is worked in rows of lots of blocks. The great thing about the Grafgans that we're doing for the Harry Potter count is that they're all just blocks in every row, and each color on the graph, each square on the graph is one block, which makes it look kind of nice and tidy when you do your color changes. There's a definite start and finish to where the color is on the square. So that's basically the stitch that you need. This is how you start every single row when you're still increasing. When you're decreasing, it'll be different, but when you're increasing, you just chain 6 and do 3 double crochets. So all we're going to do here now is we're going to turn our work here and start row 2. Row 1 has 1 block, row 2 has 2 blocks, row 3 has 3 blocks, and so on until you start decreasing. So we've got 1 row, 1 block, and now we're going to go ahead and start row 2 for 2 blocks. So again, all we're going to do to get started is chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then again, we're going to find the 4th chain space from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and work a double crochet in that chain space and in the next 2 chain spaces as well. And that'll be the first block of row 2. That's how you start every row. To continue across the row, it's really easy. All we're going to have to do is take these blocks here and join them together like this, kind of squish them up together, so that we can keep working across in this line. To do that, you just have to find the gap here in the end of the block. It's always going to be right there. So what you're going to do is just insert your hook into that gap and do a slip stitch, just like that. And then you're ready to start the second block of row 2. And you just do that by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you just work 3 double crochet in that gap right there. So we just do 3 double crochets here. Oops. There's 2 and there's maybe 3. And there you go. So now we've got row 1 here, 1 block, row 2, 2 blocks. We'll go ahead and do row 3 just to give you a better idea, just to get you more practice. So all we do is we turn our work just like that and chain 6. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Find the 4th chain space from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and double crochet. And double crochet in the next 2 chain spaces as well. And there we go. And there's block 1 of row 3. And again, we're going to take this block here and move it like that. We're just going to squish them up there to keep working across this line here in our row. To do that, you just find this gap down here. It's basically in the next square, the next block of the previous row. That's where that gap's going to be every single time. So you just insert your hook and do a slip stitch like that. And then again, you just chain 3 and do 3 double crochets in the gap. 1, 2, and 3. Maybe, there we go. There's 3. And then again, we just need to join these blocks up together. So we're going to find this gap here. Join with a slip stitch. Oops. Chain 3, there's 1, 2, 3, and then do 3 double crochets in this gap. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And there you go. That's 3 rows. You can count. We can count multiple ways. We can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like I said, that's basically how it works. You just keep increasing. The very first the very first block of your next row, you just chain 6, 3 double crochet across the chain. Then you join to the next block with a slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the gap. And you repeat that across the row. That's basically it. There are some other really great videos that go into maybe a little more detail than I do about this, but I will also have it written down so that you can just glance at the written instructions when you need to. So hopefully that helps. Next time we'll go ahead and cover decreasing, and then after that again we'll be covering color changes. So happy crafting. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. I'd be happy to hear from you. Bye-bye.